And we are going to start out today in a seated position. And as the title of the class is Twisting and Turning, we're going to be doing a lot of twisting and turning. But I'd like to start out with just a little bit of breathing. So with your hands on your knees, palms up, and with the inhale, letting the fingers touch together gently and repeating I am. With the exhale, opening the hands, releasing the breath, at peace. Inhale, I am. Exhale, at peace. And continue with this breath, letting it release anything that's floating around in your head. And all focus just dropping into the body. Taking one more round, inhale, I am. Exhale, at peace. And letting the eyes open if they were shut. We're going to take the right hand out to the side, tenting the fingers. The left hand to the outside of the head on the right side. Just gently releasing the neck. Feeling the weight of the hand gently starting to create a little bit of length. And sitting back up, you can release your head, taking the right hand behind. And the left hand comes over, the hand can reach onto the right knee. Just taking a gentle twist. Noticing if you can keep the spine straight. And then starting the twist from that point. As we come to center, keeping the hand on the knee, we're going to take the right arm overhead. So we're leaning. The arms look like they're reaching in opposite directions. I guess they are reaching in opposite directions. And placing the hand on your knee, we'll take a forward fold. Inhale, come back up. This time planting the left hand out. The right hand comes to the outside of the left head, maybe near the ear. Just gently releasing the head over to the side. And as you release the head, we'll take the left hand behind, the right arm comes over, hand reaches and holds on to the left knee. I'm just exploring the different sensation on this side. As we come to center, keeping the hand on your knee, we'll take that left arm overhead, taking a side bend. Just feeling that breath reaching along the rib cage. Maybe letting the chest open a little bit more. Letting the hand reach the knees, we take another forward fold. And we'll come back up. We're going to rock onto our tabletop. Setting up with your hands under your shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. We'll take our opening to more of a twisting, so we're gonna take barrel rolls, hips rock to the right, sweep behind, rock to the left, letting yourself come forward. And continuing at your pace, creating your own shape. Knowing that we're all working with different energies, different issues, different tightness. So letting your shape be your own, and creating just the right path. And we'll pause and tabletop, switching directions. Hips coming left, sweeping back and to the right. And finding the shape you need to open up on this side. And coming back to center, to our tabletop. We'll extend the right arm out, palm in, and the left leg behind, foot flexed. We'll hug elbow toward knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. One more exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Planting the hand on the mat, touching the left toe over to the right. Breathing in through the left side of the body. We'll bring the knee back to the mat. Letting the left arm reach forward and the right leg. Exhale, hugging towards center. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contracting to center. Inhale, expand. One more exhale towards center. Inhale, extend. Planting the left hand, the right toe touches over toward the left. And bring the knee back. Walking the hands about a handprint forward. Tucking toes, coming to down dog. Taking a couple movements, maybe bending the knees. We're going to take our feet a little bit wider, and you may want to come forward just a little bit, feet closer to hands. Bringing the feet to as wide as the edges of the mat. We're just going to pivot the hips, pivoting on the balls of the feet. So starting to unwrap, unwind the side body. This wider stance helps us not to go quite as deep, and it helps with balance. Just taking one more round. Coming back to down dog. We'll reset your feet to your natural down dog stance. And rock forward to plank. And slowly coming all the way down to your belly. Placing the tops of the feet in the mat. As we prepare for Cobra, bringing hands a little bit wider than natural, maybe about 6 inches wider than you normally would take. We're going to come up maybe halfway, starting to look to the right, and letting the chest sweep down toward the center, and looking left, coming back through to center, and gazing right. Taking this swaying cobra, you can adjust how high and low you want to go. You can keep it all in one line, or you can have high highs and low lows. And opening up to what feels good. Finishing your last round. Coming back to center, bringing your hands back in line with shoulders, tucking toes, and as you exhale, pressing back, and stepping or hopping to the top of the mat, coming into a ragdoll. You can hold onto elbows or clasp hands behind your back. And always knowing bent knees is an option here, really listening to your spine. Releasing the hands, starting to walk the feet together, rooting into the feet. Inhale, rising to mountain pose. Exhale, hands resting at heart center. Taking a moment to set an intention for your practice, or maybe repeating the mantra, I am at peace. Next, to inhale, we'll sharpen our gazes, arms sweep up to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, stepping back to high plank. With elbows reaching back, lowering down halfway or all the way to the ground. Chaturanga, tops of the feet. Inhale, rising up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving through this one breath per movement, knowing you can make this yours, taking your own journey, leaving out what you don't need, adding what you need. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Folding forward on the exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking this one more time, gazing forward on the inhale, exhale. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a breath in this down dog, you be pedaling your feet out just for one more breath. As you gaze forward on the inhale, exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, chair pose. Sinking down into chair, adjusting your feet, maybe a little bit wider stance to protect your knees and your back. No, we won't have a lot of chairs in practice today, so really make this one count. Trying to keep everything pulled in, keeping that belly button pulled in toward the spine. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. The right leg lifts on the inhale. Foot is flexed, drawing out of that right hip. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. As you come up, just seeking to square the shoulders forward. Hips can be angled out. Making sure both feet feel rooted onto the mat. Opening warrior two. And that back foot pivot so it's 90 degrees to the front. Keeping that nice knee over ankle. Flipping the palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands. Chaturanga. Option to keep the right leg floating. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, warrior one. Rising up, feeling stable. Maybe nudging that right shoulder just a little bit more forward. Taking it open to warrior two. Stacking your shoulders above your hips. And drawing that left knee toward the pinky toe edge of the foot. Flipping the palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna flow through this one breath per movement. We're actually not gonna do the chair this time. Inhale the right leg. Exhale, warrior one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. And I apologize for any of the left chair. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg, left leg lifts on the inhale. Exhale, warrior one. Rising up on the inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling right leg. Exhale, warrior one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts on the inhale. Exhale, warrior one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Taking one more time through, inhaling right leg. Exhale, warrior one. Rising, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last side, left leg inhale. Exhale, warrior one. Rising up on the inhale. Opening warrior two on the exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Take a moment to pause here in this down dog. Maybe a good time to take a drink. Knowing that coming to child's pose is always a great option. It might make it just a little bit easier to take a drink. As we start to make our way back to down dog, if you're not there, inhale the right leg behind. Exhale, low lunge. Right foot steps between the hands. Left hand roots as the right hand reaches up. Extending it toward the sky. Maybe exploring opening it just a little bit more, extending it toward the back if that feels good. Planting the right hand on the mat, stepping the left foot forward, forward fold. I'm gonna bring your feet about hip width, clasping the hands behind your back. And just straightening the right leg, bending the left. And the hands can stay here on the hips, or you can lift them up. We're trying to twist, gazing or directing the gaze to the right. Trying to melt away any tension, any anxiety that may be resting in the hips or in the spine. Coming to center, we'll bend the right knee, straightening the left. Drawing that gaze somewhere to the left. Again, the hands can always rest on your spine. Back to center, releasing the hands to the mat. Stepping back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling left leg. Exhale, stepping forward, low lunge. The right hand plants, the left hand reaches to the sky. And start with your shoulders stacked. If you want to open it more and you feel ready, feel free to extend the arm behind you. Planting the hand on the mat, stepping the right foot forward. We're going to take that same forward fold with hands clasped behind, but moving it by one finger. We'll take each side a little bit quicker. We'll bend the right knee, straightening the left, gazing left. Coming in through center, straightening right, bending left, gazing right. We'll take this 2 more times through. Letting the hands go, planting them on the mat. Stepping back to down dog or taking a vinyasa. We'll inhale the right leg behind, bending the knee, stacking the hip, maybe rolling out the hip or the ankle. Letting the legs straighten. Exhale, stepping forward, low lunge. Planting the left hand, letting the right hand reach up. And from here, we're going to come into a revolved triangle. You may want to block under your hand. I like to slip that back foot forward a bit as I start to straighten the right leg. Knowing a bend is always okay here. We'll start to bend into the right knee. You may want to scoot the left foot back. We're coming up to an open crescent twist. So feet are parallel, left hand forward, right hand reaches back. Feel free to take a mini back bend if you'd like here. Placing the right hand on the back of the left thigh. Opening warrior 2, I'm going to inhale. Taking time to straighten out and sink into your warrior 2. Come into our side angle, right forearm and right thigh. Left arm reaches overhead. Really noticing that length. Noticing if you can feel that energy from the outer edge of your foot all the way to your fingertips. We're going to take the hand back down toward the hip, starting to sweep it under. Drawing that weight off of the right arm, we're going to come into eagle arms here, sweeping left under right. Wrapping arms, palms to touch, or holding under shoulders. Letting yourself for a moment just sink down a little bit inside the right knee. I'm going to start to bend the left knee, straighten the right leg, shifting back. So it's kind of like a high Skandasana. Coming back toward the front. Shift toward the back. And back to the front, unwrapping the arms. We're going to pivot, coming into our crescent lunge. Opening warrior 2. Preparing for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Letting the right leg straighten, the hips pop back or shift back, reaching forward, releasing the right hand. It can be on your shin, it can be on a block, maybe on the mat. Wherever you are, really hugging the core in, feeling the belly button knit toward the spine. Control rising up. Hands coming on hips. We're going to come into our pyramid pose. Letting that left foot come to about, I'd say like 11 o'clock, 10 or 11 o'clock on the clock. As you hinge, folding over the right leg, knowing those hands can come to a mat, to a block, to your shin. Just inviting your nose to reach towards your knee. Bending into the right knee. We'll step back, taking a vinyasa, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg, bending the knee, just opening the hips, maybe stacking them, finding a little bit of movement. Leg straightens on the inhale, exhale, stepping forward, low lunge. Letting the right hand press in as the left hand reaches up. We'll be coming into a revolved triangle if you'd like a block or any other prop, finding that. And slipping that right foot forward a bit. Finding the support for your hand, maybe coming on to fingertips. Letting that breath in the body when it's twisted, it creates a nice cleansing. Letting the left knee bend, maybe scooting that right foot back a bit to rise up to our open crescent twist. Really reaching the hands to the front of the room, the back of the room. Always knowing that back bend is an option here, touching a hand on the back of the thigh. Inhale, opening warrior two, spinning around to the opposite side of the mat. And feeling comfortable, finding your footing in warrior two. So we exhale into our side angle. Keeping nice active legs and active core. We'll swoop that right arm back under, finding those eagle arms right under left. Sinking down toward the left knee. We'll start to straighten that leg, bending the right, coming into that high skandasana like lunge. Rocking forward. Rocking toward the back. One more time forward. So release the arms, unwrapping them. We'll pivot feet coming up to crescent lunge. Exhale, opening warrior two. We find our Trikonasana triangle pose with a straight left leg, bumping the hip back. Noticing your spine. You can feel that imaginary line from your tailbone all the way through your back, through your neck to the tip of your head. You can lift that hand, really noticing that core firing. Coming back up. Putting hands on hips, we'll toe heel that right foot a bit forward, pivoting them in for a pyramid. The toes point somewhere between 1 and 2 o'clock. As we exhale, folding over the left leg. Using any support under those hands. Just enjoying that release in the hamstring. And starting to bend into the left knee. Stepping back to down dog, or taking a vinyasa. We'll inhale the right leg behind. Exhale, warrior two. And we'll start out the same as the first segment. We'll come to that extended side angle. Knowing that we're taking those eagle arms in the hands upper or high skandasana type pose. We'll sweep the left arm back under, wrapping it under the right, finding your eagle arms. Starting to bend into the left leg, straightening the right. Just feeling like it's an elephant trunk. Rocking back to the front. We'll take one more pass, rocking back to the back foot. And coming forward to the front. Unwrapping arms, finding our way to a crescent lunge. And planting hands to the mat. We're going to find your way into a standing split. So placing your hands maybe about a foot in front of you. And as you rise up, feeling that right leg steady, nice, solid, supported right hip. The option to stay here, if you'd like to take Shiva squats, building a little bit more fire, you can draw left knee behind right calf, facing forward. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squat. One more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squat. Inhale, extend. From here, we'll come into half moon. So you can let that leg lower to about hip height. Taking the right hand in front and out to the side. Maybe on a block, maybe on your mat. Lifting that left arm. Finding the hip stacking, the shoulder stacking. We'll work our way up into eagle pose. And this can take as many steps, whatever path you need to get there. So you're using your core, crossing left leg over right when you get there. Left arm under right. Squeezing everything to the center. Lowering your hips to lower your center of gravity, giving you a little bit more stability. One more breath here. We'll come back to that half moon, unwrapping arms and legs, letting the right hand reach down. We've only got a couple breaths here. Stepping back to warrior two. We'll find your way to Prasarita. We'll pivot feet so that they're parallel, hands on hips. The exhale, lowering down, enjoying that cooling, that release in the back of the body. Letting yourself play around. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. Maybe the arms reach forward, maybe they reach behind, out to the sides. Enjoying these last few breaths here. Letting the weight of the body really open the hips. So find your way to tall arms, planting the right hand, letting the left hand reach up. Breathing into the front of the body. And switching sides, planting left hand as the right hand reaches up. Hand reaches back down. You're going to pivot toward the top of the mat, bringing the left knee down. The right foot can toe heel its way up to the corner. Letting the knee open, taking the right hand on the right knee, or the right thigh, to come into winged dragon. This is maybe where you want to be. Maybe you'd like to gaze over your right shoulder. If it's accessible, maybe bending the left leg, capturing the foot. Letting everything, the hips, the quadriceps sink toward the earth. Breathing into that quadricep, that hip flexor on the left side. As you release the foot, toe heeling the right foot to the center. Walking the hands back for a half split. Bending into the right knee. We're going to tuck the back toes. Instead of keeping the top of the foot in the mat, crawling hands up to the knee. And taking that left hand back, reaching for the left heel. And if it feels steady, raising the right hand. If it doesn't, you can bring that left hand to your left hip. Just finding a back bend. Your gaze can be up, it can be down at your foot. Placing hands back onto the mat, tucking or keeping the left toe tucked, extending the right leg out, bending the knee, opening the hip. If you'd like to flip your dog, carefully stepping the foot to the left, drawing the heart up. Coming back to three-legged dog, and stepping the foot onto the mat. Inhaling left leg. Exhale, warrior two. And taking in this sequence, this long sequence on the second side. Coming into our side angle. And sweeping the right arm underneath as we take eagle arms or grabbing shoulders. Sinking down first near that left knee. Rocking toward the back, bending right knee, straightening left leg. Coming forward. One more time to the back. One more time forward. So release the arms, coming up, crescent lunge. Setting up for the standing split. Hands about a foot in front. Finding your steady, your stability on the left leg and then lifting the right. And again, you can stay here in the standing split, or you can take the Shiva squats. We'll take 3, right knee behind left calf. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squat. Inhale, extend. And from our standing split, we'll find half moon. And left hand finds a spot on the mat or a block. Right arm reaches toward the sky. We're really engaging your core as we make our way up to eagle pose. Touching the toe down is always good. Crossing right leg over left, right arm under left. Wrapping the arms, the legs, coming back to half moon. And carefully stepping back, warrior two. Pivoting feet for Prasarita. Hands can clasp behind your back if you prefer that. Just do hinge, folding forward. If you have an inversion you'd like to take here, feeling free to take whatever you need. Knowing we have about 5 breaths. If you're not feeling anything, sometimes walking your feet closer together can help it, give you more room for your body to hang down. Placing the hands under shoulders. We'll take that twist one more time, rooting the right hand, letting that left hand reach up. Maybe this time you explore opening a little bit more. Switching sides, left hand plants as the right hand reaches up. Hands come down, walking hands to the top of the mat, coming into our winged dragon. Right knee meets the mat. Left foot can walk up and out. And start by making sure you feel solid. The hand rooted, the right hand into the mat. Left hand can rest on the thigh. Maybe you explore opening on the side. This path may be different than the path on the other side. If it feels good to capture that foot, reaching back, and create more tension and energy by kicking the foot into the hand to create more opening in the chest. Releasing the foot if you caught it. Both hands on the mat, bringing the foot back to center line, coming into half split. Letting the hips rock back, the hands can come closer to the hips. We'll bend the left knee, walking the hands forward. We're going to tuck that right toe, bringing hands up to the left knee. I'm taking that same back bend, that heart opening on the side. Letting the right hand reach for that heel. Left arm reaches overhead. Again, you can always put the hand on your hip. Feeling the chest really opening. And coming forward. We'll extend the left leg back, bending the knee, opening the hip. If you have the desire and the space to, feel free to flip your dog. And coming back around to down dog. Inhaling the right leg behind. So we exhale into fallen star. Knee comes to chest. Shooting that right foot out to the left. Left hand lifts. Really pushing the floor away with your hand to protect your shoulders so the body weight isn't resting so much into it. And coming back out to the three-legged dog, extending the right leg out. So we exhale into half pigeon, right knee to right wrist. And taking your time, you may want to draw that left leg back a little bit further, and bringing the hips forward. And when you're ready, just surrendering over the right shin. For just a few breaths, trying to repeat the mantra, I am at peace. Starting to make your way back to tall arms. We'll tuck the left toe, extending the right leg back, and setting it onto the mat. And taking the left leg back, taking fallen star, knee comes in, sticking the foot out or sending it out toward the right. Right hand reaches up. Feeling that energy pushing the floor away to strengthen and support your shoulder. And closing the right hand down, three-legged dog. And exhale into our half pigeon. And taking time to find the shape on this side, knowing it will probably be a little bit different than the first side. Just giving yourself permission to explore, maybe rocking a little bit one way or the other. As we start to bring the hands back up, popping the toe, extending back to down dog. As you gaze forward, step, hop, or float all the way onto your seat. With your hands out in front, knees bent, lowering your body all the way down to the mat. Straightening the legs. I'm going to do a little bit of core. I haven't really done much so far. I'm going to include one of my favorites. Bringing hands behind your head, stacking one on top of the other. And drawing the legs up toward the ceiling. And lowering the right leg down. And it can float a few inches or it can rest on the mat. We're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left leg. Gazing that direction, lift and lower the left leg. We're working on the obliques. They're so beneficial with our twisting and our turning. Always making sure to breathe. One more on this side, bringing both legs up. Hands behind your head. And the head rest for a moment. And drawing the left leg down. Left arm comes to the outside of the right leg. Lifting and lowering that right leg. Knowing you can always set the head and the left heel down on the mat. One more. Hugging the knees into your chest. Giving yourself a nice hug. You want to take some circles, one direction and then the other. We'll start to rock forward and backward. Then come all the way forward, planting hands. And as gracefully as we can, coming onto our bellies. And setting up for locust pose. Fingers reaching back, chin in the center. With the inhale rising up, recruiting all those great muscles in the back of the body. Arms lift, legs lift. Lowering down, resting your cheek on the mat. Bending the knees, letting them shift side to side. And we have two more locusts. If you'd like to take bow pose, I invite you to try a one-legged bow, but feel free to take whatever variation you'd like. If you like the one-legged, bending the left knee, grabbing the left foot with the left hand, and taking the right hand forward as the right leg comes back. It's almost like we're doing a dancer pose, but on our bellies. And release. Arms at your side, knees bend. Letting them rock side to side. Our last locust, if you took the one-legged bow, this time grabbing the right foot, and left arm reaches forward, rising up, kicking the foot into the hand. And letting it go. Opposite cheek is on the mat. Extend the left arm out like a wing. The right hand comes under the right shoulder, coming into spatula. You may want to rock so that your hips are stacked on top of each other, or maybe stepping the right foot behind. Always adjusting to what feels comfortable in your body. This should feel good. It should not feel painful in any way or discomfort. And coming back to center, right arm extends, drawing the left hand in. Letting yourself roll over. And coming back onto your belly, and pressing back into a child's pose. Crawling your hands towards your knees, sitting on the heels, and so we sweep the hips over to the side. Legs come around to the front. Bringing the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Hands can hold on to the soles of the feet. Really trying to keep the lower back straight, as if you're hinging, coming forward. Bringing that gaze in front of your mat. If you'd like to start to release, rounding from the upper back and the middle back. And sitting back up. Full root our feet into the mat, coming all the way down. Bringing knees in toward armpits for happy baby. And rock side to side. Straighten one leg at a time. Just ironing out any discomfort, anything in your back that you weren't able to access. And releasing the feet. And come into twisted roots with the option of stacked knees. Arms coming out like a capital T. Taking the right knee over the left. Bumping the hips just a bit to the right. And letting the knees drape over to the left. If this does not feel comfortable, unwrapping legs, stacking knees is always a great option. And gaze can be to the right for a deeper experience, or it can be to the ceiling. Just letting the shoulders fall toward the mat, knowing they don't actually both have to touch. Switch sides, coming back up, unwrapping legs if they were wrapped. Popping the hips to the middle, maybe bumping slightly to the left. The left leg crosses over right. Knees draw over to the right, either crossed or stacked. And bringing the gaze over toward the left. And coming back to center. One final squeeze of the knees. And finding your way to Shavasana. You can come to a traditional Shavasana laying on the mat. You can come to a comfortable seat. Wherever you are, just letting your body melt onto the mat to where you are supported. And finding that peace within. Starting to bring awareness to your body. Moving fingers and toes. Rolling wrists and ankles. When we inhale, extending your arms overhead. Exhale with knees in, rolling over to one side if you're on your backs. Pressing into your hands, making your way up to a comfortable seat. I'd like to share this with you. The road of life twists and turns with no two directions ever the same. Yet the lesson comes from the journey and not from the destination. With your hands together in prayer position, bringing them up to third eye center, wishing you peace in your thoughts, bringing hands to your lips, wishing you peace in your words, lowering hands to heart center, wishing you peace in your heart. As we bow forward together, we seal our practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming.